I'm Evan Greenstone, I'm the game director, and this is Chris Oslin, our producer, and we're here to present Scrapyard.
Cool, so in a nutshell, what is Scrapyard? Scrapyard is a casual mech fighting league where customization and use of the environment are essential to success. Players are going to control animal-controlled mech suits and battle it out with up to 3 of their friends in an awesome, exciting, interactive environment. But what does that really mean? It really meant that we really loved playing with our friends, getting together and just beating the hell out of each other in the same room, throwing popcorn at the screen, and just having a ton of fun. We want to bring that back in force, and we don't think it's done enough in the industry. And so how are we going to do that? Well, we're going to start by building it in UDK. The majority of our team has experience working in UDK on 491s or other games, and we're really confident we can do a great project in UDK and really set the bar high. The genre, obviously, we're going to be a casual fighter. We're all about approachability rather than having something where it's very combo-based or very intense that you're not going to be able to pick up and play with your friends and you're not going to be able to do on a Saturday afternoon. Our platform target right now is PC and eventually on Xbox at the end of the year. Xbox is a little harder on UDK, but we think that's a reach goal we can hit. And like I said before, number of players is going to sit right at 4.
Alright, so Scrapyard is all about the combat, and we really want to make that accessible to everyone. And part of what we're going to do for that is have what we call separation-based combat. So instead of games like Marvel vs. Capcom, where once you hit someone, you're just at the start of your combo, where they're going to sit there unable to play and sit there in frustration. We're going to have short encounters, where once you hit someone, it separates the 2 players. So it gives new players a chance to get in there and have fun and not just get comboed to death. We're also going to be focusing on customization. The customization in our game is you get to build parts onto your mechs, and each of these adds abilities. You're not just changing stats. So this is going to significantly affect the way that you play your character. We're also going to utilize environment in a way that we feel is not often done in the fighting game genre. Most of the time, environments in fighting games are just sort of like a backdrop or an afterthought. We're going to have them interactive. You're going to be pushing your friends into pits, chopping down stalactites from cave ceilings so that you can use them for destructible cover. And additionally, we realize our focus here is on local multiplayer. However, not everyone is going to be available to have their friends with them at all times, so we're going to also try to incorporate network multiplayer.
Cool, so we talked a lot and we said a lot of cool things, but we actually spent the last month, the team just really busted their ass and made this really cool demo for you. We'd like to show it to you and see what you think. So we got our 2 guys here who are going to battle it out. We're going to switch inputs quick. Alright, so we have a noob Camboge here on my right, and Travis McLean.
Alright, so we're starting things off here in the customization screen. Right now we only have 1 animal mech pilot, so we skipped that selection. In the future we plan to add more. And there are 4 options that you can customize here. Each option that you choose, is, as I said, it's going to affect your gameplay and your abilities. So we're going to jump right ahead into the game now. Restart it. Okay. Second player. I swear this hasn't happened before.
There we go.
It's pretty impressive anyway.
Yeah.
Wow. Where's our... Alright.
Who's that guy?
So we got 2 players here. I just want to go through the basics really quick. So let's start with Plasma over here on the left. So some of the things you can do basic attacks. You can do spin attacks. So this is great for hitting people both in front and behind you. You can also jump in our game. You can double jump. And because this character chose the thruster boots, he gets the triple jump. Additionally, we have special weapons here. So this guy, Plasma, he chose, he gets lasers and cool things like that. So that was the laser. He also has an awesome anti-air massive AoE wall, as you can see there. Alright, now let's take a look at traps. So as the name implies, Traps gets to lay traps. Here's his mine. So this mine will tick down from 3, and when it hits 0, it'll explode. Additionally, if someone gets within the proximity, it will also damage them. Additionally, Traps can throw grenades out to damage the players. Alright, so utilizing all these moves, what are you really trying to do here? In most fighting games, the objective is to lower the other opponent's health to 0 to kill them. We feel that this is kind of shallow and not all the time satisfying, so we went for a different system. In our game, the goal is to attack the other players to fill up your attack meter. And as the attack meter fills up, you get more and more powerful. when the attack meter gets completely filled, it allows you to do what we call a finisher. If you land a finisher on an opponent with no shield left, it successfully kills them, and then you get to respawn with one less life. So let's go ahead and see someone bash the other shield off. Alright, so you can see on the GUI on the left, there's the bar that's filling up and it's now glowing. This indicates that this player has his finisher available. And the blue orb around the player icon shows how much shield you have left. So player 2 is out of shield and player 1 is a finisher ready. So let's see what happens. Awesome. Alright, so now this player is going to come back in with one less life. So finishers aren't the only way to kill people off in Scrapyard. As I said earlier, we have a huge focus on utilizing the environment in fun and interesting ways. So right now we have an example of a trap. I'm not sure if you noticed this, but we have a crane malfunctioning and blowing holes in the middle of our bridge. So let's see what happens if he gets knocked in there. I guess we won't find out. Alright, so yeah, you can just have fun and try to mess around for a little while. So really the objective here is to try to attack a lot and be very aggressive. We feel that this allows new players to just jump right into the game. There's no turtling. You need to fill up your attack meter in order to store kills. The shield also helps new players so that if, let's say you get killed and you get respawned into the game, you're not going to die immediately again because you're going to have your shield to protect you from the finisher attacks. Alright, Traps has his finisher ready.
It's a feature.
Alright, cool. I think you guys get the point. You can switch back to the
Wow. Cool.
a few more slides and we're done. Alright, so just a little behind the scenes of what went into that. So with our particular genre, we realized that there's a lot of cooperation that's going to need to go on between art, engineering, and design. What we feel is the way to make that most seamless is through heavy development of tools. So one of the tools we developed for this prototype is a hitbox tool, where the animators will go in, put out each of the frames for each of the animations. The designers then get to go into Maya, and they open up our hitbox tool, where they get to add in new attack and hitboxes to the characters, so that you can see exactly what your characters will be doing in the game. This then gets ported into our engine, where it determines the collision. This is just one example of the many tools that we want to have. So going forward, there's a lot of things we want to add. We want to improve all of our tools. We want to have a heat map generator. Because environment is really important to us, we want to make sure that players are utilizing the space that we've created. And this will help us find out where players are at all times, where they're dying, and how they're utilizing the environment. Also, because we're making a fighting game, it's going to make it really hard for usability, having multiple players. So we're going to hit this right from the start and try to have weekly playtest sessions with usability and the analytics to collect the data that we need to see that this game is actually going to be fun. Iteration will also be key. We're going to try to implement simple AI bots because players won't always have their friends with them, as well as networked multiplayer so that they can play with their friends on the go. Additionally, the most important thing of all is we're going to aim for more pilots. We're going to have 4 animal mech pilots at a minimum, each with their own individual play style, and just really and then more parts as well, so that you can customize your character to the best of their ability. And just really, each time you create a different customization, you're creating a new character, so that the fun is really endless.
Cool, so these are really big, kind of aspirational goals. They're really going to be a challenge to hit, and so we really want to get some good mentors to help us along that track. We think it's incredibly important. And so the 2 guys we got right now, we have Tom Fulp, who's the founder of the Behemoth, of course, the studio behind Castle Crashers and the upcoming Battle Block Theater. They're also the creator of Newgrounds, major Flash portal. And what Tom's really great at, as I hinted at earlier with Castle Crashers, he's just great at the fun, bringing the fun together with your friends in the same room, having a great time, and his design feedback and whether or not we're capturing that feeling and getting that across, getting our main goal across, is going to be huge. It's going to be invaluable. Our second mentor is Joel Goodsell, who's a senior designer at Insomniac, focusing on Ratchet & Clank and the Resistance series. Insomniac has this awesome kind of zany feel. They get their message across right away. Their art style is very vibrant, very in your face. But we really want Joel to kind of be our gut check on, is everything readable? Are the parts feeling awesome? Are they giving you cool abilities? And Joel's the guy to do that. We've met him before. He gives awesome presentations, and we think he can kick us in our ass and get us to go where we need to go.
All right, so we're going to wrap things up really quickly. Here's our current team that we have set. They worked really hard to give you this prototype today. And so if everyone could please stand up, whoever's here. So yeah, a few people couldn't make it, but we have a really strong team. We're really happy that they were able to put so much work into this project and that they're so committed. Unfortunately, we also have Ryan Sullivan, who couldn't make it today. He's our a little strange part in there. I think he's watching on the live stream, so sorry.
You were fired, Ryan.
You done? Yeah, just want to. So Ryan Sullivan, he's currently the lead environment artist on Blink, and he's going to come on as our art director. And he's been able to help us get great connections with Noman, and we're going to be recruiting heavily from there as well as LCAD, and we're going to look into Art Center as well. So,
Thanks, guys.
Thank
All right,
you.
great.
Questions? Sure. I have a number of really short ones. 2D collision, is that what I'm seeing? You guys
Yes.
using like Scrapyard style 2D collision? Okay, cool. Networking, for God's sake, just cut that for now, and if somehow you magically have time. You say it's a game for like sort of new players, but I don't see any negative feedback in the game, and like a lot of games for newer players are balanced to have negative feedback, so that's just something to think about as you go through. And balance in general is going to be a huge problem. Obviously, it's better to have fewer characters that you can balance, and you have these combinatorics, so people finding like these sort of combinations that are way overpowered is a big danger. And then the pilots also seem kind of extraneous because you already have an avatar in the mech you create, and so it just seems like a little bit of an extraneous element.
Right, so for the prototype, we didn't really have time to flesh out an actual animal pilot that it felt like would be in a mech suit that you can customize. So we just have sort of an abstract character on there for now. We're going to expand on that a lot. We have some concept art which helps tie it all together. Yeah, thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you.
Only one thing. Virtual On? You know
Virtual On?
Sega Saturn? Yeah. Check it out if you haven't.
Cool, definitely.
Check it out.
Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
Dreamcast.
All right. Dreamcast.